We're choosing the tile for our front garden this week. During the renovation of our Brooklyn townhouse, the front yard took a lot of beating when we had to remove half of it to get the scissor lift in to work on the front siding. Our coal chute in the front corner went right down into our cellar, which was really helpful during our renovation. But eventually, when we didn't need it anymore, we jackhammered the metal doors out, closed up the hole, and covered it in concrete. Finally, we had a blank slate to work with that we turned into this: a brand new fence and pretty new siding. We are absolutely thrilled. But hiding underneath the plants and chairs is the patched concrete of our old coal chute and a scar where the previous owners took out a tree. It's all begging to be dressed up for the party. Right on cue, I was scrolling and saw exactly what we're looking for from Milestone. Some sort of natural-looking background that would be a proper entrance to our new home. So I ordered some samples. A few days later, they arrived at our local U.S. tile store in Williamsburg, and we were dazzled once again by the incredible array of options out there. We need outdoor porcelain tiles that can be laid right on top of our concrete slab, and we want a color that goes with what we already have. The samples we're getting from Milestone all have a really good grippy texture to avoid slips on wet or snowy days. We like the darkness of this one called Slate in the Farmhouse Living collection, but then there's this really dark one called Coal. Some that look like terrazzo with speckles, and others that actually look like a more pretty version of the concrete we're covering up.
We've got our samples.
With our pieces in tow, we head home so that we can see how they look in front of the house. We're hoping to have the tile done in the next week or two by Michael, the same fellow who did our concrete work out here.
That's not hard? No, it's not.
Okay, let's start with our first Milestone option. This is called Steel in the Area 51 collection. It's got a random speckled pattern that looks like an old-fashioned terrazzo floor, I think. And you can see that it has a really similar shade to our charcoal siding, don't you think? I like that. The really dark one is called Slate in the Farmhouse Living collection. We're a long way from my farm in Ohio, but I think this works really well. It's got a bold look that also would hide dirt, wouldn't it? And I like the texture. The lighter version in the same collection is called Millstone and has a more silvery stone look. It'd give a much lighter look to the floor than the other two. The last sample, Terracotta, is one we hadn't even considered until we saw it in the shop, so we brought it home to see how it'd look against the browns we already have. It's the only one that has a warmth to it, which could be really nice in a cozy garden like this.
I think the top two are Area 51 and Farmhouse Living.
We pretty quickly narrow it down and end up with a dark option and a light one. So a lighter floor will brighten small spaces, which this definitely is, while a dark floor would add the drama. But would it feel even more cramped? Which one will hide the dirt more? That is an important consideration. Let's give them a bit of a wipe down so that we can see what they'll look like when they're wet. Okay, well, we've made our decision, but tell us, designers, which of the four would you choose? Steel, Slate, Millstone, or Terracotta?